What's up, you guys? I am Nia. Welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, thank you guys to all my new subscribers. I've been meaning to say that, but I still don't got that YouTube flow that other people on YouTube be having. Like, I'm just too raw, so I be forgetting to say that type of YouTube lingo with thank you guys for all the subscribers. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, da da da. I be on here just talking. I really started my YouTube just because God told me to get on here and vent my life about narcissism, about the narcissism I deal with. And that's what I really wanted to do this video about today. Because I know that's a big word that people throw around a lot. And so, people be trying to make it seem like, oh, because they feel like, oh, everybody just says that word. And, based off the videos, of the couple that I've been talking about on my channel for the past week or so. And in those videos, I kind of been like breaking it down to you guys, like a clear depiction of what narcissism is, like the behavior. And if you're dealing with a guy or a woman, because let's be clear, it's a lot of women that are narcissists too. I've been telling you about my mom, and one thing about it, if you in a feeling of confusion, and that's in any relationship dynamic you're in, because even you have boss narcissists. And the key to this, the key to leaving a relationship with a narcissist, no matter if it's a relationship with your parent, a relationship with your significant other, regardless of who it is, it could be a sibling, any type of dynamic, you and another person. And disclaimer about the Coco Melon and this baby making her noise as she eating her food, and when she eating something good, she makes this noise. So just want to throw that out there. But and I really just want to let you guys know that the key to leaving a narcissistic relationship, some people say it's hard. That's the hardest thing to do, is just to leave. It is kind of hard, but I personally feel like the hardest thing is not going back. It's easy to leave. And coming from a strong woman like me, who I told y'all I'll cut people off like this. Like, I don't play that. But I might cut you off, but I also might end up letting you back in. Because if you come back with the hoovering tactics that they do, where they come back and try to put their mask back on and act like they're sweet and loving, some of them will fake sorry, because narcissists, they're not really empathic. And I'm realizing, especially with watching the LaTruth story that I've been telling y'all about, or, just documenting their process, and off of my own journey with dealing with all types of narcissists, a narcissist mother, narcissist significant others. With my experience with that, I realized they're not truly empathic people, but they're narcissists supply their victims. They get oftentimes with empathic people like me, like Miss LaTruth, like many of you. If you're an empath and you have a good heart, and that's one thing about it, you're a chosen one. I'm realizing that empaths, oftentimes we're chosen ones, God's chosen ones. Oftentimes we are the scapegoats of the family. If you're in a narcissistic family dynamic, oftentimes you're the scapegoat of the family. You're the truth teller. You're the one that keep it real when everyone else act like they don't see what's really going on in the household. They want to turn a blind eye. You're often the black sheep of the family, when it's in a family sense. And when it's in a relationship sense, you're often that empathic person. You feel for others. You put others' needs before yours. It's a spirit. It's that Ahab spirit. And I'm probably going to do another video talking about that, because I've really been trying to learn a lot about this spirituality of things, because all this modern day terms, narcissists, that's modern day terms. This stuff is truly spiritual wickedness. We are spiritual beings. And the more I'm reading my Bible and the more I'm learning, the key to this is learning. You have to learn. You have to feed your brain, because when you're with a narcissist, it's all mind control. It's all mind control. It starts with mind control. And like I always say in my videos, once a person can get in your mind, they don't physically have to beat you up. Even though some of them do still lay hands on you, they don't have to beat you up. They might not even have to beat you up with their words, even though oftentimes they do. But it's levels to it, because like my mom versus my kids' dads, they're not a mouthpiece. They're not They may have their periods where they zap or go off or yell or something, but on a day-to-day, it's not every situation that happens is not it's not a bunch of mouth. They might shut down. They either shut down or rage. It's like no in between. They either gonna shut all the way down or they're gonna rage. So it's like no in between. It's 0 or 100. 0 or 100. But with dealing with like my narcissistic mom, dealing with a narcissistic parent, they may talk a bunch of crap. They may say a bunch of crap. And even with some narcissists, they will. Like, it just depends on what other spirit they have on them. Because like I said, a lot of this stuff is spiritual wickedness. But they say a lot of things. They don't have to necessarily argue, but all they got to do is hit you with a one-liner that'll have you second-guessing yourself. They might accuse you of something or downplay something that you have going on, or like they do a lot of mind manipulation. They might not even cuss you out. They play on your emotions. They play on it intentionally. They play on it, and some people think the hardest thing is to leave. It is, because when you're in, especially if it's like a significant other, no matter who it is, because who wants to break up with their mom or their dad? Who wants to have a falling out with anybody that they truly care about? You don't. And even with me in this situation, like, I've been venting to y'all a lot about my mom. And some people might think like, hey, she just bashing her mom, but I'm just being open with my story, because many people try to protect their parents because they're their parents, and the Bible says, honor thy mother, thy father, for your days will be longer. But everybody leaves out the part about not provoking your children to wrath. Everybody forgets the part that you still respect people no matter who they are. Just because they are your children, you don't get to disrespect them. They are another human, especially once they have grown up. They are human. But you got to understand how you treat your kids when they were young. They don't forget that. The same way you don't forget how anybody mistreated you, your kids don't forget those things. That's like, you can't think because they're young, I can treat them any kind of way, and they're just going to forget about it when they get older, because they're being molded. The adults that we become these very adults because of what happened during childhood. This is why so many of us that are walking around as hurt little girls and hurt little boys, still acting like little kids in adult bodies, because we're acting out of childhood stuff that either we never got to express, or those just fighting those emotions that we always had to deal with as a child, with having to suppress our feelings because they told you, stay in the child's place, shut up, what you say don't matter, you're just a child, you don't know anything. So it's so many levels to this thing, but I honestly just want to let y'all know that the hardest thing is staying gone. Because even with the video I did the other day saying I think my mom stole my inheritance, and I be trying to justify, because they will have you second guessing yourself, like, and then you think, oh, it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad. Anytime emotional abuse is there, mental abuse is there, it's bad. It's bad. That is worse than physical abuse. Like, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily worse, but it's severe, because the physical damage is just a product of what's already been going on inside, them warping your mind inside. Inside, you toe up from the fall, like I always say about your soul. Inside, you already scarred. You already, if you would put a microscope inside your body, the same pains, the same bruises that we left with after an abusive situation, the physical pains and the scars and stuff, that's what your inside look like, which is why you constantly up and down, why we fall into depressions, why we have so much anxiety, why we have all of these things, why we have the fear of the unknown. Because the mind manipulation that was done from your narcissist, it keeps you unsteady, uneasy, full of confusion. And God is not an author of confusion. So any instance that you are feeling confused, and that goes with anything, that ain't for you. That's not God, because God is not an author of confusion. When you let him in and you allow him to dwell within you, and you follow his guidance and be obedient to him, he's going to make things clear as day for you. Clear as day. He's going to send a sign clear as day. It's up to you to receive it. Oftentimes we act like we can't see. We act like we are blind. We are not blind. We know what we know. We are not stupid. Some of us can play delusional and play victims, which a lot of women also do that too. And you're not always the victim to the utmost degree. Yes, you might be the victim in that situation, but we all play a part in it, because people can only do what you allow them to do. So if you've tolerated this for years and years and years, that's what they're expecting from you. The moment you switch up, they're like, oh, you tolerated this for all this time. How dare you try to have some type of boundaries now? That's why the key to dealing with narcissists is boundaries. You have to set boundaries. And oftentimes, you have to just completely go no contact. Hold on. Yeah, she get the fussing because she ran out of stuff. But I forgot where I left off. But the thing is boundaries. And oftentimes, we fall victim where narcissistic supply because we don't have boundaries. We just let them do what they want. We let them discard of us, pick us back up when they feel like it. We let them do that to us, and you know, they pick us back up when they feel like it, and we allow that. So they be like, okay, and the moment you try to stand up for yourself, they're like, oh, hold up. No, you didn't. No, you didn't stand up to me. No, you didn't just not let me get away what I normally get away with you. We're truly narcissistic supply, you know, and they're used to those cycles. Even my mom, and they're just thinking about it because my mom, she has done that for years. Anytime someone do something to you and then they don't, and then they come right back and don't apologize and just try to like buy you back, that's a form of manipulation. That's a form of gaslighting, trying to make you feel like, okay, your reality isn't what it is. I ain't really do nothing bad. Let me come back and bring you some food. Let me come buy you some flowers. Let me come take you on a little date. Let me come back doing a little joke. And that's going to make it all better. And oftentimes we fall for that, which is why they don't feel like they have to give true apologies. Because we don't make them stand on nothing. Like literally, you have to stand for something or you fall for anything. And I'm even learning that with my own mom, just as much as I still be like, maybe it wasn't that bad. Like, I mean, it wasn't like she just like hit me all the time. But the only times that really matter is when I express myself. If I express myself to you and that causes you to want to hit me because I tell you how you made me feel, and instead of you being accountable and apologetic because of how you made me feel by what you did, especially if I'm telling you I felt neglected as a child, you know, or if you even talking to your partner and you're saying like, I really just need more of this for you, and you hit me because I feel like I need more of that from you, that's toxic, and that's what they'll do, and that's not okay. You know, but it's a lot I can really say about this. I ain't trying to make this video that long. I make all my videos super long, but I really want to just let y'all know, like, the hardest part is really staying on, because I still battle that with my mom. I'm like, should I talk to her again? She's my mom. You know, you have people out here that be like, you only get one mother. You only do this. Worry about the kids. You know, I felt bad for this whole time that I've been gone from Maryland. I felt really bad because I took my girls from their dads. Yes, my first baby dad had been down to Texas since we've been down here, you know, to see his daughter. But I feel bad because I know I really want my girls to have their dad, you know, and I really don't want them to feel like I felt growing up like, dang, you don't have nobody. You don't have, all you have is your mom. You don't have your dad. You don't have your grandma. Like, you have people out here, they talk about they have grannies. They have mom, dad, brother, sister, cousins. I have no one. Like, the only cousins I ever knew and loved are dead. You know, because of their own toxic household, led them out into the streets, getting into these toxic relationships with other guys because they both was gay. And both of them dudes had my cousins killed. And truthfully, those were, especially my, the older one, well, he a couple years older than me, but he was who I was close with. You know, he died when I was in college, and that was more like my brother. I talked to him about more than I would talk to my real brother, because my real brother is is my mom, is the golden child. He's my mom. He clings to my mom, and anything, he pacifies my mom, and anything that she does is okay, because she's mommy, so she can do all of these wicked things, and she can do that. And now y'all double team against me all the time, and that's why I don't want nothing to do with any of them now, because I'm tired of that. I'm tired of people invalidating my feelings, and a narcissist will always invalidate your feelings. But they don't want you to invalidate theirs. Only feelings that matter is theirs. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter. Their feelings matter. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. And if you dare try to express how you feel, they turn it back to them and say, well, you attack me, or you make me feel this way. They can never just sit there and say, I apologize for making you feel that way. How can I be a better person for you? How can I, the same way we put a lot of our feelings on the back burner as empaths, they don't do that. It's still their needs first. Their needs come first. They don't care about no one else. Like, you're just a part, you're just there. You're just there to support them. They're not there to just support you. You know, it's so many levels to this narcissism thing. But I'll probably be talking about this in a lot more videos, because obviously I'm now learning, like, that's probably what I should be talking about, because I have true experience in dealing with narcissists. And that's what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be reading the definition of it. So let's read the definition of a narcissist. And we'll read the symptoms of it. And this is the key thing. This is the key thing to dealing with this. So if you're leaving any type of narcissistic relationship, the key is getting the education. I told y'all in a couple of my videos about these Latrus, I told y'all to watch Dr. Romney. I actually sent that to Brianna, like, you need to follow her channel, because she's a psychologist that specializes in, her clients are majority narcissistic personality disorder clients. So she has a great understanding, and based on her whole, I feel like she grew up in that environment too. She looks like a very not happy lady. That's what I'm saying. Even when, now it's funny, my mom said that when I told her I want to be a psychologist, she said, that's for crazy people. They downplay a lot of your stuff. They downplay your achievements, your accomplishments. They downplay anything that you want to do to better yourself, because they don't truly understand bettering themselves inside out. They might go get these high fancy jobs and glamorize these fleshly things, but they don't care about fixing their spirit and trying to get a better understanding of them. So if you want to get a better understanding of you, if you want to connect to a higher power, if you want to believe in God, they're going to downplay that stuff. Because 9 times out of 10, a narcissist doesn't believe in God. They don't believe in God. Truly. They don't have a true relationship with him. They may have this religious mask on. Religion is not the same as a relationship with God. And I actually did some videos on that on my channel, talking about that, because it's not the same. You don't have to walk into the church to have a relationship with God. I ain't been to church in, I don't even know when the last time I've been to church. The last time I had been to a church was with my mama years and years ago, like when she would go occasionally, or on New Year's. Like, she wasn't a faithful church goer, but at the end of the day, hold on, y'all. But yeah, they don't truly believe in God. They may fake like it. They know, I feel like they know it's a higher power, because soon as stuff start going wrong in their life, all of a sudden it's God. But on a good day, they ain't talking about God. When good things happen for them, they not believing that that's God that did it for them. They believe they did it for them. So, and anytime that you're with a person and y'all don't align on the on the principles, because it's all about morals and principles. It's about your integrity. And if you guys don't align, it's just like any company. A company, you have to fit into their vision. You have to fit into what every company has a mission statement, and your mission statement is basically your core values. If you have core values that are important, your person that you're dealing with, your values have to match. Y'all have to have those same core beliefs. Y'all have to have the same beliefs If y'all don't believe in the same things, it's never going to work. If you believe in God, he don't believe in God. Or she don't believe in God. If you believe in family time, he don't believe in family. He don't value family. He can care less about family. If you don't believe in about how to have great parenting skills, about having the same, if y'all don't connect on those same core values, trust, loyalty, if y'all core values don't align, it'll never work. It's a conflict of interest. Like it's basically clashing. Your vision don't align. And this is why when we get with people and we realize, and now I'm understanding, this is why it's important to really get to know people, especially like with us with finding spouses and partners. It has to align the core values. All the superficial things that we look for in a person, that stuff has no value. No value. Yes, you want to be physically attracted to your person, but anybody can become a better looking person once they get some money. So if y'all core values aren't the same, y'all don't have the same beliefs, it's never going to work. That's like an Islamic person dating a Christian person. Y'all values are different. An Islamic person, a Muslim, they pray multiple times a day. They really believe in God. They have a fasting season. If they're truly a true Muslim, true Islamic, they practice that. That's them. And if you're a Christian, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because you don't fast. You don't pray every single day. You only go pray on a Sunday. Meanwhile, Islamic, they're praying multiple times a day throughout the day. This is why I say I really feel like Islamic way was supposed to be the one belief system of the people when God created us. Because to truly have a relationship with God, you have to pray. You have to talk to him every day. The same way you feel about a relationship with a person, whether it's your friends, your man, your woman, your mom, your dad, and you feel like, well, I got to talk to them every day. Anybody else you feel like you got to talk to every day, how do you feel like you're not supposed to talk to God every day and he's the creator? He's the one you have to go to get all your advice from. He's the one who tell you what to do every day. That's how you truly build a relationship with him. That's how you truly build a relationship with him. Not just calling on him when the going get tough. And you pray and talk to him every day of the trial and tribulation he's sending you through. And then once you get on the other side, you just say, all right, thank you, I'm done. Like he was your mentor. And all right, after you're done with him, you don't need him no more. Like he was a coach. All right, he coached me through this season. Now I don't need him no more. All right, see you next time when stuff is going bad. Use him like a lawyer. All right. It was good now. You got me through this season. You helped me beat this case. Now I'll see you again when I have another case and I fall on take another L. No, you can't treat God like that. That's how the devil is able to get in. Having God in your everyday life, having that relationship with him in your everyday life, that's how you keep your armor of God on. That's your armor of God. It's not only knowing the word, but it's also knowing the word. Because if you know the word and practice the word and know also what God has told you through the relationship you have built with him, because he will convey things to you by having a relationship with him on the day-to-day. My mom, remember when I could stop talking about this, because she said that God don't answer often, but when he do be on it. And that was the furthest thing from the truth. And if I didn't have my own relationship and understanding of what I knew I was going through in my life with gaining my relationship with him, I would have listened to her. I would have listened to these people who wanted to hold me back in Maryland. I would have I faced so much spiritual warfare. I didn't even understand spiritual warfare until more recently in the past couple months, because I went through so much. Just to leave Maryland, like it was like wicked, like all of the stuff I was going through. Then I got to Texas, like I'm like, wow, I crashed my car up. I'm like, I never hit my car. Everything that could just go wrong was going wrong. Like I was like, wow, maybe it wasn't a sign, but no, that's the devil. That's the devil trying to convince you should stay. This is a sign that you should stay. No. You know what God told you and you go. You do what God told you. You stay. The devil tried to get me to go back. When it got real tough, When it got real tough and we got evicted and everything, and I was running out of money, he was trying to convince me to go back to Maryland. Just go back to your narcissist mother house. Go back there. He even started having her send me all these emails and all of this. Because I don't even know how she knew that I was staying in a shelter. I never told her, nor did my baby dad ever know that I was staying in a shelter. So I don't know how she know I was staying in a shelter. I'm still in a shelter. But when I was at that other shelter, like a week after I had left that shelter and we was back staying in hotels, I didn't know how she knew we was in a shelter, because my baby dad didn't even know we was in a shelter. But I think she was really getting them psychic readings. She's really a witch. They are really witches. They're demonic. They're demonic. And I think I don't understand that. Like, it's like she be spying into my life, like I saw in these videos. That's what I'm saying. The best thing you can do is get the education. It's so many videos on narcissistic mothers, narcissistic relationships. Y'all got to get the information. The key to going through the healing process of leaving a narcissist, because yes, it's an up and down emotional roller coaster. Should I go back? Should I stay? That's why I say the hardest part is not leaving. The hardest part is staying God. No matter what kind of narcissist you're dealing with, the hardest part is staying gone. Because when you have those emotions where you feel like, dang, I'm dwelling on what the good times were. We used to have fun. Oh, I might go through my camera roll and I'm like, oh, look, we were smiling here. It was good. But then you have to snap out of it and be like, why did I leave? What you have to be like, what was the what's the word I'm looking for? What was basically the thing that made you leave? What was that I'm fed up moment? What drew the line? What made you, what was that? And you have to think back on that. And think back on everything that led up to that. Because 9 times out of 10, especially us as being empaths, we take a lot. Which is what our problem is, not having boundaries. And when you have no boundaries, people will treat you any kind of way. Look at my videos. I've been talking about this. Like, I've really been talking about this ever since I got to Texas. Ever since I finally got into that apartment and everything just started coming out. And I'm like, just started really paying attention to who my mom was, and then just started thinking back onto everything that led up to me leaving to Maryland. You didn't even help me with that stuff. Like, it's just like and now it's like thinking about these things is why I need to remember it's done. It's not to say I don't appreciate the life that you have given me. It's not to say that I don't appreciate everything that you've done, the good things that you have done over my life. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you're just incapable of being that mother I truly need. And what good is it to have a person in your life if they're not fulfilling your needs? They're just there. They're empty space holders. Like, they're just taking up space in your life because you're not serving the needs that you need to serve. And we're all here to serve a purpose. Not one of us is here to just be here, just taking up space, just doing whatever we want. We have assignments. Our spirits came into human form on assignment. We are spiritual beings living in flesh, living in this 3D world. And now that I'm on the other side, I don't just live of my flesh, I see things different now. I now understand a lot of this more better. And oftentimes narcissists, they live so much of their flesh because they're filled with the 7 deadly sins, which is all feeding off of fleshly desires, the lust, the pride, that ego. They're very vain. They really care more about their image, how they look on the outside, how they appear to the outside world. And this is what I'm saying. A narcissist is a spirit. It's that Jezebelic spirit that's on them that it attached, like I said in that other video I did the past couple days about the Latrus. It attaches to a person. It's a spirit that attaches to you. All you do is care about your image. And most narcissists, they'll treat you good in public, but when they get you home, they'll treat you like trash. They'll treat you good. They'll talk about you because anything that makes them feel better. And most narcissists, status is key for them. Appearing like the perfect father, perfect mother, perfect husband, perfect wife, perfect girlfriend, perfect teacher, perfect this, perfect that. Anybody that appears perfect, that's a sign of narcissism. No one is perfect, but they try to pretend to be perfect so that it's an image thing. I have to look like I'm perfect to the world. I have to look like I don't have any flaws. I have to look like I have to make it so it seems like it's, bless you. I have to make it so it seems like it's everyone else but me. And that's why it's eating my mom up right now. Because all of that perfect image that you try to display for your job, and one thing about it, like she always would say, it's the camaraderie I love about going to work. It's the camaraderie. Because that respect level. They respect you. You seem to have going on. You look good for your age. You know, you got a cute little shape to you. You light skin. My mama, she is a beautiful woman. Like, and she know that. And she's Jezebelic, like I said. She's a Jezebel. You know, and I still love my mom because, I mean, she taught me some things, and a lot of things that she taught me I don't agree with, but she instilled hard work and value in me. I'm not a lazy person. I didn't see my mom just be lazy. She's definitely a hard worker. She's definitely a beautiful woman. That's where I get my good looks from, and where my kids get their good looks from, you know, because she's definitely a beautiful woman. And she's funny, humorous. Well, not necessarily with me, but because to me, she was like, but she's a laughy, giggly person with other people, like, you know. And we might laugh about something every so often if we gossiping. And that's what I realized. The only thing I can talk to her about is gossip. If we gossiping about the shows, about other people, that's the only thing I can really talk to her about. If it's about some real stuff, if it's about how to improve in your life. And I think that's why she envies me. And if you have a mom that's like that and they envy you and all of that, that's a sign of narcissism. And I'm realizing that every time I want to better myself, if I do things that contribute to my growth, me wanting to be a good mom, me caring about my role as a mom so much, that offends her because she knows she wasn't like that. She's not like that. And they'll say little sneak disses. I told y'all about them sneak disses in some videos back. Like, them sneak disses, be careful. A sneak diss is a person who make it seem like they for you or like what you doing, but they say right behind that little, ma'am, please go on. She always want to get in my chair just to do this. I'm trying to be professional in my video. But every time, see the video getting long. But every time, I forgot what I was about to say because she threw me off. But yeah, sneak disser is a person who they sneak dissing you. Like, it's a diss, but it's covered. It's like passive aggressiveness. That's I guess the correct term. But the slang, y'all know I'm a little, so the sneak disses, be careful with them. They'll say something. Backhanded compliments is basically what it is. Backhanded compliments. There it is. Thank you, God. A backhanded compliment. God was like, backhanded compliment. Like, I really, you know, and I've been crying in a lot of my videos, and I ain't about to sit here crying right now. I'm just so happy that I have met God. Like, and one thing about a narcissist, they hate when you meet God. They hate when you have a personal relationship with God. They hate that you believe in God. That's why I know I know that I really can't reconnect because of the woman I am now. If I even talk about, like, anybody you feel like you can't talk about God like that around, that's the person you can't be around. They make you feel weird and try to make you feel crazy, like you belong in a mental institution and you're weird because you really believe in a higher power and all of that. That's somebody that's a narcissist, and they not for you anyway. You know. But you got some nurses that sent frontline. I mean, some narcissists that sent frontline at the churches because it's a religion thing. But nonetheless, you know, you're gonna have those moments where you feel like, should I go back and deal with them? It's my mom, it's my dad, it's my husband. We created so many memories. We have done all these things. We have these beautiful children together. How can I break up the family with my beautiful girl, with my beautiful family I created? And they may look good as hell. And I'm realizing most narcissists, they look good. They look good. And that's how they deceive you. That Jezebel spirit, deceiving you because of their looks. Deceiving. They care all about They in the mirror more than you. Especially if they a man. If he in the mirror more than you, run. It just, I'm gonna keep doing more videos about this because this video already longer than I wanted it to be. But the main thing you can get is education. Get the education, ladies or fellas. Because a lot of us have these narcissistic parents. And the guys that become narcissists, 9 times out of 10, they had a narcissistic mother. You know, and there's the videos out here. Like, I like Real Rob. He is so funny. I like him. Like, he breaks it down. And because even with me, like I told y'all, they will second guess you. They will have you second guessing yourself, actually. That's what I would say. They have you second guessing yourself. It's a mind. They have mind control over you. And because they have that control, it's so hard to just believe what you believe, because you know that you going based off their understanding versus your own understanding, enough of God's understanding. You're going off of them, so it makes you confused. Girl, are you okay? Girl. Excuse you. But, ma'am, come on, stop. But get the education. Y'all need to really watch Dr. Romney, Lisa Romano on YouTube. Like, y'all gonna watch their videos and y'all gonna be like, dang, this person really is this. Like, you're gonna be like, dang. It's gonna bring so much clarity to you. But even after, because it's such a process, it's such a up and down emotion with them, because you will still, even after watching that stuff, especially if you don't get the information every day, you gotta, this is why education is key. You gotta get it every day. Turn off them TVs, turn off that stuff. Watch these people. Get the education on it so you know when you're dealing with it, you can spot it from a mile away. You have to get the education. That's the key to keeping you gone. Because if you don't get the education, you're going to fall back into their thirst traps, basically. I don't even know thirst traps. You're going to fall back into their traps when they come back and hoover you. Because they always do it. Like my mom, she keeps hoover. She keeps sending me money. You're trying to bait me in with the money. Bait me in. If I send her this money, finally, like, why all of a sudden, now all of a sudden, and they'll do things that they know that and that's the thing with them. They know what you need from them, but they purposely starve you of it. They purposely starve you of what they know you need from them. And then once you leave them, to get you back, they come do the same very things that they know you wanted. They tell you the things that they know you really want to hear, so that you can come back. And they can be like, got her. Let's do this again. Send her on this dang on cycle again. Like, you're dealing with them, you're gonna be in a rat race for the rest of your life until they get true help, which is at this point, because even Dr. Romney said, look at her, most times they don't get fixed. They're a person that truly has to, you gotta just leave them alone. And one thing about narcissists, they don't change their behavior, they change their victim. They go find another weak, broken, soft person or an empath. And 9 times out of 10, we be broken from something. We got some trauma from something. So we're a little weaker. We are really weak. Because the people, if you have that Ahab people-pleasing spirit, you're weak. You're weak. As much as I say I'm strong, I'm weak for narcissists. Because that impacted me. I want to make everybody happy. I can feel others' pain. I want to cater to people. If you have a giving heart, if you're a giving person, you're such a people pleaser. You want to please everybody else. You put everybody else before you. Like, it even comes to the fact, I just really have realized, like, even with my friends and stuff, I'm like, I really would put my needs last. Like, I'm the type of person, if we go on vacation and stuff, I don't care. Like, long as when I was smoking and stuff, I was like, long as I got my weed, I don't really care what we do. I might not really want to do it, but to make y'all happy, I'm gonna do it. I'm not, even to the smallest thing, and I'm never gonna forget this, because my friends came over my house, and the ice tray, I didn't have enough ice cubes for all of us. But I wanted to fill their glasses up with more ice. I wanted them to have more than me. Because I like ice, but the drinks that we had was hot, so we needed ice, and I only had the the regular kind of ice tray, and it wasn't filled out with ice. So I'm like, dang, I want to. They're my guests. I want to make them happier than me, so I'll take 1 cube and give you guys more cubes, so your drinks can be cold because you guys are my guests. I'm never gonna forget that, and I don't know why I be thinking about that, but it just showed me. It just reminds me that I often put myself last. I'll serve everyone else first. Like, that's just the type of person I am. I always put myself last, but I'm learning in this season. You have needs too. You're too nice. Like my prophetic word girl said in that one video, you too nice. As much as I might like come hard, I'm really nice. I'm a sweet girl. I like to put others' needs before mine. I like to let other people go before me. Like, I have to learn how to put me first. And oftentimes, if you're an empath like me, you have to learn how to put you first. You have to. You have to learn how to set those boundaries. Because if you don't, this is why we always feel like we get the shit end of the stick. That's why we always feel like that. Because we don't have boundaries. In this season, that's what I have truly learned. God has told me, set boundaries. You don't have no boundaries. And when you have none, people are going to easily walk all over you. Like the doormat that you're being. You're being a doormat. Don't be a doormat for anybody. And that's what creates the anger and bitterness in us. Especially like for me. That's what creates that bitterness and that anger. Because it's like, dang, I didn't tolerate all this. I let you do all this. And this is how you repay me. I feel so betrayed. It's the betrayal, and that's what triggers me to zap. Because I'm like, I've had enough. I always try to be the nice one. I try to give you what you want, And that's why they learning. I'm not green no more. I'm not green like I used to be. I'm still fighting off some of it, but I'm not green like I used to be. Like, and because when I love you, I give you too many chances. When I care about you, when most times it's 3 strikes you out with me. It's 3 strikes you out. Because I understand giving grace to people, and I know people are not perfect, so I'll be like, okay, 3 strikes you out. Once you hit that 3rd strike, I ain't got nothing else for you. But if I love you, I might give you about 7 strikes. And no, because all they're going to do is keep on taking advantage. And then at the other end, that's what's going to make you feel really played and betrayed and hurt. And that's what creates that bitterness in us, because we've allowed so much for so long. And we feel like, dang, how could you treat a person like this who have been nothing but graceful towards you, nothing but forgiving, and nothing but there despite everything you've done? That makes them lose respect more than gaining respect. So we can't even be saying that, oh, I fall after all I've done for you, and this is how you're going to do me? They're like, yeah, I'm going to do you like that. So I made this video longer than I wanted to, but I'm going to keep talking about this. I've been talking about this for months at this point. But now that I understand, it's like, I just want other people out there to know that the hardest part is staying gone. That's the hardest part. It's easy to leave a person. It's easy to leave. The hardest part is staying gone. Because they'll come around, especially when you have a kid with them. Especially when they're your family. I feel bad that my mom can't talk to my daughter. They used to FaceTime all the time. And when I was living, she would come get her every other couple months. She didn't get my damn kids like that. She just didn't want to be a real grandmother. She didn't really want to be a mother. You don't really want to be a grandmother. You want to pick and choose when you want to be a grandmother. And I see other grandmothers out here who actually get their kids a lot. I mean, their grandkids, and actually there. It just reminds me, that's the thing that reminds me, like, you didn't have that, Tania. Stop trying to, justify things, and stop trying to make it seem like, oh, it wasn't all that bad. The emotional damage that has been done was severe. And I already vented to y'all about when I got into the fight with her when she came down here. That's in another video a couple months back where I said I got into the fight with my mom. Even with her being down here, all the stuff that she says, it's the sneak disses. It's the little thing. They say the little things. And it make you question yourself. or just seem, even with your friends, if people seem weird, like, why are you being weird to me? Like, certain things you just wouldn't say. Like, well, why do you got the purse all around your neck? All right, y'all, because this child and got the purse wrapped all. Come here. Come here. And she mad because you done got all entangled with the purse. She love purses. She just like me. But y'all, I'm done talking. I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.